How social media negatively affects adolescents' mental health. In our digital age, social media has become deeply embedded in many aspects of our daily lives. It has transformed the way we communicate, connect with others, and even how we view and evaluate ourselves. While social media does offer certain benefits, such as staying in touch with friends and accessing information quickly, it also brings with a wide range of unhealthy behaviors and emotional challenges, especially for adolescents and young adults. The more time people spend online, the more time they are exposed to issues such as increased anxiety and depression, body dissatisfaction, and loneliness. Let's begin by exploring how social media contributes to rising levels of anxiety and depression in today's youth. One significant factor is the widespread significance of cyberbullying. Unlike traditional bullying, cyberbullying often takes place behind screens, making it easier to hide and more difficult to detect. But that does not mean it is any less harmful. According to a 2020 study done by UC Davis Health, 44% of all social media users in the United States reported experiencing some form of cyberbullying. For adolescents, these online attacks can be devastating. Feeling left out from group chats, being excluded from tagged photos, or not receiving an invite to an online event can lead to emotional distress and feelings of worthlessness. In many cases, rumors and insults are spread publicly through social platforms, intensifying the impact and making recovery even harder. But cyberbullying is just one piece of the puzzle. Social media also creates intense pressure for young people to maintain a constant and curated online presence. There is often an unspoken expectation to post frequently and gain validation through likes, comments, and shares. When a post does not perform as well as is hoped, it can lead to feelings of rejection, insecurity, and anxiety. This performance-driven environment can chip away at self-esteem and make young users feel as though their worth depends on their social media engagement. Another major concern is how social media influencers body image. Teenagers are especially vulnerable to developing negative body perceptions when bombarded with edited images online. Many of the photos shared by influencers and celebrities are filtered, airbrushed, or digitally altered, setting unrealistic standards for beauty and perfection. When adolescents repeatedly view these types of images, it distorts their understanding of what is healthy and typical. Over time, this can contribute to harmful behaviors, including distorted eating, obsessive dieting, and chronic dissatisfaction with one's appearance. The need for social validation plays a big part in this. Social media platforms are built around a system of rewards, likes, follows, and shares that can start to feel like measurements of personal value. When a post receives little attention, it may be interpreted as a personal failure or rejection. Furthermore, social media often showcases only the highlights of people's lives, the vacations, the successes, and the parties. When adolescents consistently compare their real, unfiltered lives to these carefully crafted images, it can also lead to feelings of inadequacy, body shame, and low self-confidence. One study done found that increased time spent on smartphones was associated with a more distorted perception of body image. In addition to these issues, social media can actually increase feelings of loneliness and isolation, despite being designed to help us feel more connected. In many cases, online interactions replace meaningful face-to-face communication. This can leave teenagers feeling emotionally distant from their peers, even if they're connected or plugged in. Passive scrolling, which means just viewing content without engaging, has been shown to evaluate feelings of loneliness and emptiness. A recent study done by the Joint Research Center found that over 1/3 of young people exhibit behaviors consistent with social media addiction. Many are spending too much time online that they begin to neglect important responsibilities in their own lives, such as schoolwork, family, time, and real-life friendships. Another major contributor to loneliness is something known as FOMO. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is seeing photos and views of peers enjoying events, gatherings, or vacations without them that can make adolescents feel left out and undervalued. This fear can lead to compulsive checking on social media platforms in hopes of staying in the loop. Ironically, this habit usually leads to even greater feelings of disconnection, as they realize they are observers rather than participants. In conclusion, after closely examining the emotional and psychological impacts of social media, it becomes clear that the negatives can sometimes outweigh the positives. Although social media has the ability to connect people across the globe and bring us closer together, It also has the power to damage mental health and emotional well-being, especially for young users. As social media continues to evolve and grow in influence, it is critical that we do not turn a blind eye to its harmful effects. Whether it is the rising rates of anxiety and depression, body dissatisfaction, or loneliness, these issues cannot be ignored. Moving forward, we must use social media more mindfully, promoting kindness, empathy, and self-awareness. If we want to protect mental health of future generations, we must teach them not only to use social media with care, but with kindness.